Well, if the Mayans are right, we've only got about a week left before the skies fall, the seas rise, and all our iPods stop working.
But that gives us just enough time to see what Hollywood has to say about the end of the world.
And if the world doesn't end, well, you've still got our number 2 Christmas movie coming up. I'm Julia.
And I'm Annie.
And this is
The Couch. As you know, Hollywood always strives to provide us with the most accurate portrayals of doomsday.
So tonight, we'll provide you with the disaster movies that will be most useful in the inevitable fallout of December 21st. Number 1 is
Shaun of the Dead.
I think Shaun of the Dead is a great movie because it walks that fine line between comedy and tragedy.
It hits all of the funny and sad notes that you expect a zombie movie to hit. I mean, it does all of those things that you laugh out loud about, but it also has sort of the profound sadness of, watching loved ones turn into zombies.
It does a great job of balancing those moments and bouncing them off of each other because you have arguably one of the funniest scenes in the entire movie right next to one of the most tragic. The lesson learned from Shaun of the Dead is always have a good team, if for no other reason than to use them as zombie fodder.
Remember, you don't have to be faster than the zombies. You just have to be faster than your slowest team member. And for our second model apocalypse, we have chosen Children of Men.
So this is a really beautifully shot movie. It's got one of my favorite cinematographers, Emmanuel Lubezki, and it's got this really natural, really gritty feel to it.
Which ties in nicely with the apocalypse that it's depicting, which isn't anything like other apocalypse movies. I mean, it's kind of like The Road in that it's got this slow dying world and, really amazing acting, but at the same time, it's just totally unique. So the lesson learned from Children of Men is always keep an innocent child with you.
No matter how difficult he or she is, trust us, it's gonna be worth it in the long run. Our last model apocalypse of the night is
Deep Impact.
We're not saying this is a particularly good movie.
In fact, we're saying it's pretty bad. And partially because of that, it's emblematic of disaster movies of this type, which Hollywood loves to make and are almost always bad.
And if the Mayan calendar is to be believed, this is probably the most natural disaster that could possibly occur.
Although, in point of fact, if an asteroid was going to hit Earth, we'd have seen it by now.
So the lesson we learned from Deep Impact is you probably should have started preparing for this years ago.
If you're not ready for it, you're not gonna be.
We're talking cans of food, some kind of bunker in the Ozark Mountains,
nuclear shielding, your own oxygen supply. If you don't have any of that, just have a good time. We know! You've been waiting all week for this.
Sitting on the edge of your seat with bated breath.
All 12 of you.
So the runner-up for our best Christmas movie ever is A Charlie Brown Christmas. Now this movie is a classic, but it's also got this really great history to it. No one who worked on this production thought it was going to be any good. Everybody thought their careers were over. First off, it was too religious to put on public television. They quote directly from the Gospel of Luke at the end. Secondly, there was no laugh track. All cartoons at this time had a laugh track, but Charles Schulz really pushed to not have one. He was like, I don't want to tell people when to laugh. I just want them to laugh. And finally, it had this crazy jazzy soundtrack that nobody thought anyone would be into. Well, it aired and was an instant hit. 50% of the households with televisions tuned into this show when it premiered.
And it still tops TV ratings. It won the hour for ABC over NBC's Christmas at Rockefeller Center with 2.9 to 2.1 in the key demo ratings.
So it's just a really great little movie. It's a classic, and it's just kind of a beautiful little story. A little kid story. Warm, fuzzy feelings in my heart.
Fuzzy feelings.
A little bit.
Oh. Come back next week for our top Christmas movie of all time.
You know you want to come back.
You know you do.
Come back. And to top off the night, we've got a couple of disastery things that we're excited about. First up, Simon Pegg and Edgar Wright are finishing their Blood and Ice Cream trilogy with the upcoming The World's End. The movie is about an epic pub crawl to a pub called The World's End while the world is ending. I'm just really excited to see this group of people working together again, and also Blood and Ice Cream trilogy is the coolest name I can possibly think of.
It's true. Secondly, there's a trailer out for a new movie called Warm Bodies, which is a love story set in the zombie apocalypse. But it's not what you think. It's a zombie who falls in love with a human and slowly sort of comes back to life because of it. And it looks really cute. Like, it looks like a fresh, new take on this really tired zombie apocalypse trope. And I'm really excited about it because I like the genre.
It looks so adorable.
I know. The guy who plays the zombie you will probably not recognize, but he's the boy from About a Boy. He's went to the Matthew Lewis School of Puberty. He looks good.
He's really bulked up.
Yeah.
He's really bulked up.
He looks good.
And just go watch it. And finally, as if we didn't need another reason to go into an apoplectic frenzy over the Hobbit opening on Friday, in select IMAX theaters, they are showing a 9-minute extended preview of Star Trek Into Darkness.
And if you're not excited about Star Trek Into Darkness, you have no pulse.
And just 9 minutes.
That's like, what is that? Like,
It's like a 12th of the movie. That's like 10% of the movie right there.
Yeah.
9 minutes.
She's really excited about this.
Just 9 minutes, guys. In addition to an epic preview, get ready for the trailer for Superman Man of Steel.
Hopefully they'll be getting their own music this time, because if they try to use the soundtrack from The Fellowship again, people are gonna notice.
And the last exciting trailer to attach itself to The Hobbit is supposed to be Hugh Jackman's Wolverine movie.
Now granted, the first one wasn't that good, but the last X-Men movie was pretty good, and the next X-Men movie looks like it's gonna be pretty good from, just looking at the cast. So, there's potential.
And I think what they're trying to do is similar to what they did with the Avengers, in that they're trying to kind of build up this world and then kind of bring all the characters together. And I just really love that kind of dedication and attention to detail in filmmaking, and I would really love to see them do that with the X-Men movies. And then I would just really love to see this kind of friendship happen between production companies, so we could just have this epic Marvel universe movie with all of the Marvel characters. If Fox and Sony and Disney could all just get along.
So that's what we're excited about this week.
Tune in next time.
And until then, keep watching.